Yes. In the temporarily occupied Sevastopol, a mass evacuation of the families of senior officers of the Russian Black Sea Fleet is being reported. They are urgently leaving the Crimean Peninsula, according to the Telegram channel of the partisan movement Atesh. Agents of the resistance movement have revealed that almost all families of senior officers of the Russian Black Sea Fleet have urgently left the occupied Crimea. Currently, panic is observed in the units of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. According to our information, in early April, a directive from superiors was issued regarding the implementation of additional security measures at military sites on the peninsula, reports the Atesh movement. It is also noted that covert patrols by reservists from bars in civilian clothes are being conducted in the bays of Sevastopol, and there is an increase in security, as well as attempts to hide military equipment. Additionally, all leave for the Russian army has been cancelled, the partisans emphasize. Representatives of the movement suggest that the Russian forces may have started implementing Ukraine's directive regarding the termination of the agreement on the presence of the Russian Black Sea Fleet in Sevastopol. In total, it took several successful strikes on military vessels. The underground group's statement reads, on April 10th, partisans from ATESH reported that the situation with Russian forces on the Nestriha and Buhaz Islands in the Dnipro Delta is critical. The underground movement shared that wounded invaders are being evacuated by rubber boats, while supplies are delivered by drones. Additionally, in March, agents of the partisan movement revealed the complete collapse of the shipbuilding industry in occupied Sevastopol. It was noted that factories which previously served the needs of the Russian fleet have turned into storage facilities and repair yards. Also, in mid-March, Atesh reported that Russia is hiding ships in the bays of Sevastopol, fearing strikes from the Ukrainian Defense Forces. The Shadow Unit strikes Russian shelters, infantry, and a river crossing. As a bonus, they corrected a strike on a Buk M2 air defense system. Ukraine's Shadow Unit continues to show why precision and coordination are changing the rules of modern warfare. In a recent operation, the unit carried out a series of successful drone strikes against Russian positions, targeting infantry, concealed shelters, and even a river crossing used for troop movements and logistics. These weren't random hits. Every strike was calculated, timed, and delivered with pinpoint accuracy. But the most impactful moment came when the unit corrected a strike on a Buk M2 air defense system. The Buk isn't just any target, it's a key part of Russia's layered air defense, capable of downing aircraft and larger drones. Taking one out means opening the skies for further operations, making it safer for Ukrainian aerial assets to fly and strike. The Shadow team spotted the system, fed corrections to artillery or a loitering munition, and helped guide the hit home. This kind of coordination between drone operators and strike units is a hallmark of Ukraine's evolving battlefield strategy. It's fast, efficient, and cost-effective. Russian forces, relying on more traditional, centralized command structures, are struggling to respond in time. By the time they detect a threat, the drones are already gone, and so are their assets. Each successful strike like this doesn't just reduce Russia's equipment count, it chips away at their ability to operate freely. And with units like Shadow constantly adapting and striking with intelligence and speed, it's clear that Ukraine is not just holding the line, it's redefining how that line is defended. Ukrainian ace from Signum, 53rd Mech Brigade, likely on the Donetsk front, masterfully piloted a fiber-optic drone through a hangar, striking a T-80 BVM, one of Russia's top tanks, with pinpoint precision. As of early 2025, over 1,000 Russian T-80 tanks have been destroyed, damaged, abandoned, or captured in Ukraine, according to open-source intelligence. This makes the T-80 one of the most heavily impacted tank models in the conflict. Republican Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick visited Ukraine's front line and signed a Shell for Putin reading, "Peace through strength." It was a great honor to deliver a very personal message to Putin from the front line near Russia's border. The message hit its mark, he said. We are waiting for Elon Musk to say, is this another traitor or not?
Yes. Hey everyone, Brian Fitzpatrick here, Pennsylvania's 1st Congressional District. We've been on the ground here in Ukraine for several days, on the front lines, up and down the border on the Ukraine side of the Ukraine-Russian border. Where we're at now, we'll keep the location undisclosed since I'm with some Ukrainian warriors here, but this is just one example of Russian-occupied territory up until not too long ago that they've completely burned down. This used to be a rich forest. This is what the Russians do. They just level buildings, indiscriminate burning and destruction of civilian areas. And that's their MO. That's what they do. It's just blunt force trauma. They overwhelm you with bodies, overwhelm you with artillery, without not a whole lot of thought behind it. But the good news is we spent several days, and I've spent a lot of time in this country, as you all know. This morning we were with the National Guard Artillery, all the way up through organizations like this, the 3rd Assault Brigade, which is completely different. They are the high-tech drone operators that are manufacturing and operating the state-of-the-art drones that have completely changed warfare, not just here, but across the globe going forward. These are amazing soldiers. The men and women of the Ukrainian military, much like the men and women of the U.S. military, have this amazing fighting spirit. They're fighting for their democracy. They're fighting for their freedom. All of us in America need to stand behind them. I, for one, they know very well, very well, that I always have and always will have their back. I encourage all my colleagues in Congress to come here, not just to go to Kyiv in City Center. I was there yesterday with President Zelensky, but to come to the front lines, spend time with these men and women who are really the 1776 fighters like we had in America. They're fighting for their freedom against a brutal, oppressing force, and we will always have their back. So this is one of many visits here to Ukraine. Been to a lot of war zones. This one, I got to tell you, is pretty brutal. This morning, along a separate section of the Russian border that we were at, we were getting shelled. We were also doing some shelling as well. We were getting tracked by drones. We had to do an emergency evacuation. It is intense, and these men and women are doing this every single day under really, really tough circumstances. But they're doing it for one reason, because much like Americans love their independence, Ukrainians love their independence, and they're fighting hard to win it back. Thank you, and God bless.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.